Hi, in this video series, I'm going to be showing you how to find low competition gigs on Fiverr 2022 using completely AI tools. All right. If you keep watching all the way through, this is going to be part one. I'm going to be showing you how to create your profile so you can get and attract customers. Number two, how to create your gigs so you can basically get customers to come to you. And the last thing I'm going to show you is some of the pitfalls to avoid. All right, so I'm Vince from Digital Nomad Institute, and let's get started. Now, the very first question you're probably going to ask, and I would ask anyone trying to give a tutorial on this, is why should I follow you? All right, and let me answer that real quick. And that's because I worked on Fiverr for 5 years. I was a level 2 seller, and this is the proof. Let me show you all the way down. Okay, so if you go all the way down to 2017, October 2017 is when I started, and when I stopped was November 2021 of last year, and I'll go into reasons why later on. So I want to just show off, okay? I want to just impress upon you that I know what I'm doing. So this is 5 years, was a former level 2 seller, and I'm teaching you everything I can to ensure that you are protected and you can make money. Because yeah, the this video is to show you how to make money through low competition gigs using AI tools, but at the same time you have to protect yourself, because working on Fiverr, let me just tell you right now, they won't protect sellers at all. All right, so let's get started. The very first thing you want to do is you want to create your profile, and you do that by going over here, going to profile, and let me show you my profile real quick and use it as an example. So when it comes down to your profile, you want to make sure these are my pause gig. Let me show what and how you should create your gig. Basically, there's two schools of thought when it comes down to creating your profile. One is to make it personalized and personable and have your image here, and then go ahead and add your name, and from there you can add your quote and make yourself the brand. Now, the reason why I would suggest against that is because, number one, there is no privacy protection on Fiverr. So there's like very, very low form of protection, if any, on Fiverr as a seller. So that's number one, as one reason why I highly recommend you don't personalize this. Number two, if you go ahead and later on want to transfer this or sell this, if it's your face and your name, it's going to be recommend instead what you do is you create a brand name like this, and from there you can you can transfer it, okay? And if any issues come up, or if you want to go ahead and expand, you can hire someone else and outsource the work, no problem, okay? Because you don't have your face in here, you just have a logo and you have a quote. It's much more easy to transfer. So that's the school of thought I went with, and I also do. All right. Now, when it comes down to the name, you can go ahead and try to choose an umbrella that you can use that, basically has something to do with everything, that all the gigs that you have. In the beginning, you have 7 gigs that you can go ahead and open. In the beginning, for example, I created gigs around an e-learning software called Storyline 2 or 3. But later on, I upgraded to Storyline 360, so it's changed to Storyboss 360, right? So people know that if they want a content creator, right, that uses Storyline 360, they can hire me, Storyboss 360, and that's how I created my name. Most of my gigs, most of my early gigs are related to creating e-learning courses. So that's how I came up with my name. That's why I came up with my brand. And now let's move on to the gigs. So real quick, why should you move into gigs that are low competition but are created with AI tools? And the reason why you should use AI tools to create or complete your gigs is because they don't pay money to do it by hand. That's the simple and short answer to this. They don't protect you from refund scams. They don't protect from expanding work, so the customer can expand and a lot of work and pay the same. They don't protect you from that. So that's why I recommend using AI tools to create your gigs instead of doing it like I did when I first started off and doing everything by hand and creating everything by hand. And when they ask for a refund and try to get free work, and you expect Fiverr to protect you, you're SOL. Right? So learn from my mistake. Let's move on to the gigs and how to set that up. So as a gig, you want to go ahead and switch to buyer. And you want to go ahead and look for that is one that you can use using AI tools to, right? So things such as article writing, right? You can use AI content writing tools for that. Things such as voiceovers, you can use AI tools for that to help you out. I'm going to pick on voiceovers because it has a high perceived value. Okay, from here. You can see the competition, the amount of money that people make from voice is ridiculous. It's really high. So what you can provide. So not everyone here is going to be directly with you. For me, I'm going to be using English. I am a male. And I'm going seller details. I'm going to go with level 1. Now, why am I going with level 1 to filter down to level 1? Is because this is the point. This is my direct competitors. Right? New sellers, they don't know what they're doing. I would take that back. But a lot of new sellers really don't know what they're doing. Level 1 sellers have some experience. Level 2 sellers is not your direct competition. All right, so apply, go to level 1, and see which one is successful. Or you're looking for several things. You're looking for how many reviews they have. That's an indication of how popular they are. And number 2, you are looking for their price. And number 3, you're looking for their description. So let me scroll down real quick. All right. For example, all right, what is this person offering for $5? Let's go ahead and check that out. 100 words for $5. That's okay. So that seems like that's the going rate. Let me go back. Another $5. Okay, let's see what they're offering. So this one's offering 250 for $5. All right, and they have a video. Let's see elements with what they have. They have a video, and they have, let's see, description. Have a short description, capture your audience and grow your business with media services. 4+ years experience. I complete my copywriting training from the renowned American Writer and Artist Institute. All right, that's interesting. 12 orders. Not too bad. Okay, so now that you get the feel for the price and what they put down for their description, you want to copy from the best. Right? You want to model off the best. So the best typically is the one that has the most reviews, because let me be very clear about that. When it comes down to reviews, you can probably bribe your family members to go ahead and buy your services for $10 for a few dollars and have them review your services and leave a record 5-star review at 10 or 14 or even 20. That I've seen a lot. When it comes down to 1K reviews, that's kind of hard to fake. So this one right here seems very promising. And now that you found your gig that you want, what you're looking for is number 1, price point. So they're offering really offering 125 words for $30. If you do it for $5, you're more competitive. All right, so that gives you an idea of what is competitive at what price. Next thing you want to look for is how do they script. Over here they have a welcome, and then they have a whole bunch of basically social credentials that proves that reviews, testimonials that prove that they're very good. And then they have what to do, right? Instructions, how to order, what's included, commercial license included, about delivery and timing, and then 1 gig per then at the end. So they have instructions and testimonial. So what you can do if you want to is you instead of what you like here into your gig. For me personally, I kind of like these 3 things here. The top doesn't really apply to me. So what I'll do is I'll copy this right here. I will not paste this directly in. That's going to be what you do is you take this and you use an AI tool from the very beginning to cut your work time down. So I paste it in here, okay, and then go ahead and have it rewritten here, and this is what came out. So I went ahead and picked one of these. Let me see if I like this one here, and then I go back to the gig that I'm about to create, and I go ahead and create a gig. So I have to go back to switch to seller. I got the important information that I need to reverse engineer, and then from there I go to gigs. All right, I create a new gig. All right, I have a limitation of 7 because I'm back to new seller, but let's see. Let me go to draft, edit this one. So the very first thing you want to do is you want to create an eye-catching gig title. So go, if you want to reverse engineer what they have, here are a few of them. Remember, I will record a Millennium Urban voiceover. I'll record a New Zealand Australian male voiceover for you. I will record a great 1-minute voice. I will be your deep, mature American male voiceover. You know, this gives you different ideas. I record deep male voiceover. I record an American male commercial voiceover within 24. See, this one stresses time. That's a very smart move. It also states what they have. I personally like to keep it short, and I will say something like, I will create a 600-word male voiceover. Let's see. Male US voiceover. All right. So that's eye-catching. Why? Because if you recall let me go back to overview. If you recall, the others are charging maybe 150 to 200 words per. But if you're willing to do 100 words in English, right, for $5, then you're very, very competitive. Okay. And then from there, you want to go ahead and you want to set your suggested categories. Okay. And in order to do that, you can simply find it here. All right. So if you go back to, let me get out of this. If you go back to the successful gig, level 1 gig, you scroll all the way down and you will see, number 1, their tags. They have their tags, but most importantly, you get to see what their category is. It should be, okay, up here, sorry. Music and audio voiceover. So that's what you would do. You go to music and audio, right? Scroll down to that and then click on voiceover. All right, from there, let me show you what it looks like. This is all the categories that you can pick from. Okay, so music, audio, and then the subcategory is the first one, voiceover. All right. Now, once you have that, your category suggested, you want the gig metadata. So you put the language that you are speaking, you would put the gender, put the purpose, e-learning, voice narration, age range, whatever age range you think your voice is suitable for, and then your tone. I put casual and corporate. Try to be, brutally honest with yourself, and maybe ask your friends or family what they think your voice range might be. Okay, fill that out, and then at the tags that I showed you earlier, you want to incorporate some of their tags and some of your own tags to make it your own. You want to save and continue, and then from here I offer 600 words, 1 revision, and $5. Now I want to be very clear about why I'm doing this and what are the dangers of it. I do this because I want to get as many orders as possible and as many reviews naturally as possible. So that's why I'm pricing it low and over delivering. But the catch is this: I'm using AI tools to help me create the 600 words. So it's going to be a lot easier for me than doing it all manually. Okay. And I'll show you that in a later video, but I would not recommend doing this if you were to do this manually. And the reason why is because when you set your price at $5, yeah, you get a lot of orders, but you also get a lot of people who want the world for want everything for $5. They want it for $5. They want 8,000 words and, you know, an ebook dollars. Just giving you an example. So these things happen. Okay, you can watch another of my videos that show you how Fiverr customer service basically leaves you out to dry. In one instance, I had an order that was closed. It was completed, delivered, I got paid, and 2 months after that date, basically 3 months, Fiverr customer service still wanted me to go back and do extra revisions for this customer. And I'm like, are you kidding me? That the order was closed 3 months ago, and you still want me to free? Like that's unreasonable. I said, look, I'm not going to do it. You can go ahead and delete my account. You can do whatever you want to. I don't care more. And then they backed away. All right. But I have that in my other video as proof. This is not hearsay. Okay. Fiverr customer service will not protect you from these sellers that want free work. So you have to be careful. You will be attracting those type of customers, and you have to protect yourself. I'm going to show you how to do that within this video. All right, so moving on. You want to set your delivery time. Okay, and then any upgrades that you have. Extra fast delivery or whatever you would like, you go ahead and add that in. Then you save and continue. Okay, so from here, what I did was I entered in the script from closes copy. So from here, the rewritten script in here, I copied this section here, I pasted it in here, and then I added my own section here. Okay, so hi, I'm Vince, and you to Fiverr, so that's why I offer the best voiceover price at 600 words for only $5. Okay. If you have any questions, so this part here, so now it has a combination of my own take, right? My own strength is I'm offering 600 words for only $5, which is probably the cheapest rate so far. And then I also have elements of the most successful gig in here that's rewritten. Okay. Then you want to go ahead and save this. And then from here, this is how you protect yourself. All right, so it says get all the information you need from buyers to get started. What you want to do is you want to add a question, have them send in the script in here so they can't start the gig without completing the step. But the next part, this is the one that's going to protect you. This is 5 years of blood, sweat, and tears working on this platform, no protection. What happened was when I first started off, I charged cheap. I did everything, I taught it myself, but it attracted a lot of customers that wanted free stuff. And I would go ahead and send my ask for customer support to them. They would say, nope, sorry, we can't do anything. Sorry, we can't help you. We understand how you feel, but we can't force the customer to pay for their work, pay for your work that they promised, right? So I'm like, after like maybe a couple of times of having the I'm sorry and canned messages, I realized they're not going to protect me for anything. Fiverr would not protect me. So I developed this strategy, and this is the strategy I'm about to share with you. So please pay attention. What you need to do is you need to go ahead and ask a question that you cannot ask a question that asks them for their contact info. So you cannot ask them for the email or ways to contact them off this. But what you can ask them for is things like branding, logo, website, their company website. And you can say, oh, can you please leave your company website or your brand name so I can have an example of what you expect from my work, right? So I can tailor my work towards your website or your brand name. And what does this do? This will protect you from the keyboard warriors. What I mean by that is before this, there was a lot of customers that were just asking for free work. They pay $5 and ask for $10 worth of work, or they would pay $5 and then just say, oh, revision, I need another revision. Or they would just flat out, once they got the order, they would refuse to pay. They would say, oh, I changed my mind, I just need a refund. And Fiverr would always support them. But when I added this in, magic happened, because now when I went ahead and completed the work and if they give me any problems, like, oh, I don't pay, I just remind, oh, well, I modeled my work exactly off of your company logo, or I modeled my work off website here, you know, and you already told me that you liked my work. I have the text messages here, right? So what's the issue? One, a gentle reminder that you modeled your work off of their website and brand. It lets them nice way that you know their company, you know their logo, you know their website, and most of them have the contact us information on their website. So you know you have a contact point over here. So they can't just run away into the darkness, steal your work without repercussions, right? And that saved me a lot of heartache, So now the keyboard warriors have an identity, a face, and something to live. That's my 5 years of blood, sweat, and tears. The secret question, secret requirement is to add it in here to protect yourself, right? And as well as, you know, Fiverr may not protect you, but you may be able to hire your own lawyer and legal services to protect yourself, right? Don't expect Fiverr to do anything but tell you, I'm sorry, we can't help you, or send you a canned message. Right? Because they view you as an expendable asset. You will feel it every time you go to customer support. All right. So this is the very important step. Attachment here, and the next step, ask them about their brand name, their logo, the company website, so you can model your work. You can use towards their corporate culture, right? And yeah, you will do that, but as well as information protects you from hit and run customers or dash, like basically customers that dash and just take your work, right? So that's a really pro tip. I really want to hit it home. I don't want you. There was one case where there was $500 on the line, and the customer around 500, right? Or maybe more, maybe 700. And Fiverr customer support would not help me at all. Right? They were demanding like extra work, abusing me, verbally harassing me, swearing at me. And Fiverr customer support would just say, oh, I'm sorry, I feel for you, but I can't do anything. It was the most unprofessional thing I've ever seen. That's when I know that how they me is it was simply as an expendable tool, and there was no human factor. They didn't care about me, my self-worth, or my mental state. All they cared about was getting their money and throwing me to the trash. That's why I do these tactic techniques, to help anyone looking to work on Fiverr to make money instantly, so without getting mentally abused, without getting taken advantage of, or at least minimize that part, and to minimize the work on your end. So that's why I created the series. In my next video, I will cover how to get reviews quickly and how to get orders quickly. So please stay tuned for that. I hope this video was helpful, and if it was, could you please hit the like button. I'm Vince from Digital Nomad Institute. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in part 2. Take care.